when it was rainy, sometimes she skidded
I have to
on
say that I was worried. I didn't think it was likely, but I was worried. There was one thing about that car, and I told you about it, is that it hydroplanes like when you spit on the road. So like that was my one thing about that car. It just.
I've yet to have it be a problem.
Oh, well, man. I was really glad that you weren't taking it up to.
Maybe it was when we were,
Big Bear.
During the drought. And there was just like the roads when it did rain, it was finally just like so much oil and
but no. I've been in a lot of cars. I've been in a lot of rain. I drive fast down the freeway.
I mean, I never felt like I wasn't in control of the car, but
I don't drive fast, so maybe that has something to do with it.
But it just like
it never felt out of control, but it was just noticeable sometimes.
It's just quick to lose traction if it's not wet. It's like, it's not like it usually comes up, but if you're like,
isn't that more of a tire issue?
It's
or is it the way that the tires spin because of the car?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. It's just like it's just like a it's not a huge thing, but I just noticed that it would happen more than in other cars. Like
I'm just saying, it was the only thing that wasn't perfect about that car. That was a good car.
Yeah,
I love that car.
You can fit so much in the back too.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you still run the colored lights?
I do, of course.
Yeah,
of course. They're always blue. Blue in my car.
Yeah.
No red allowed.
Nice.
You guys, I ate too much guacamole.
You were there for a while.
I know.
I mean,
I ate a light supper and it
there
really
was like
caught up with
two
me.
or three hints that we were ready to go,
and I was like, no.
Nope, I'm still challenged.
That was like, I think that was like me last time.
I came up for air and now it's bad.
Yeah.
The air smells like guacamole now.
Your Jeep, or whatever it was.
Like a good idea at the time.
That reminds me of my old Nissan Stanza, the Costanza.
Yeah,
that it was funny. I don't know what it was. Surprisingly heavy.
Yeah,
for like a import 4-door sedan.
Well, it was supposed to be more of a luxury sedan, so they usually make them heavier to have like a more staid ride.
So for the most part, in rain, it was okay, except like if it was wet at all, and you were going about like 8 miles an hour, and you decelerated just a little bit too much, you would stay at that 8 miles per hour for a good amount of time. It would slide, but particularly at like very slow speeds.
Yeah.
When you brake just a little too hard.
Yeah.
Just sliding all over the place.
It didn't have like good brake. You know what car has great brakes is the 300 Chrysler. Yeah. Like it's a heavy car.
Yeah.
But the brakes, man, they grip. They grip really. They bite hard. So.
Well, that's performance vehicle brakes. Yeah. They're all like that.
Yeah. They
have to because the speeds can get so high.
Yeah.
They just have to have immense brakes.
Yeah.
So
it's just interesting. Like I'm starting to feel like. You can sort of tell the difference. Like, finally having gone through, various variety of cars and higher end ones and lower end ones. It's just funny how like there is like a bit of a difference, but I just think on average cars are just getting better in general. So it used to be when I would rent a car, like a low end spec, it would be pretty. It'd be like, God, this Chrysler 200 is like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Happy Meal toy.
I just felt like I was like, but now it's like, it just feels like they're getting more solid, and I feel like the level between the differences between them are just getting less and less. Like if you get a good mid-level car, it's pretty much got all the same features that the high-level cars are now. Right. Except for like maybe the engine.
I like the one when it tells you if there's somebody in your blind spot on the mirror.
Yeah, that's
because there's always somebody in your blind spot.
I don't know how useful that information is in LA.
The one thing
to turn your body as much.
The Chevy. There's a commercial out now where they're showing there's a 360 camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it shows 360 around you.
Yeah.
And the thing they use in the commercial is
the
they
alligator
release alligators and they surround the car.
That's so stupid.
That's so
and I'm
dumb.
like, you've chosen the one thing that's never actually going to happen to this car.
There's so many things.
There are so many things you could have this car.
Like, how about another car?
There's
what?
Zero chance this car is going to be surrounded by alligators. And even if it is, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
What are the alligators going to
You're
do?
in a car.
You're in a fucking car.
You're going to crush them.
Don't get out of the car because it's in your blind spot.
It's like,
they should have little
There's
children.
an alligator in your blind spot.
Little children go out there and just lay into the tires.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that?
What
Who's
they
that under your
need-
tire? there. Oh, it looks like you would have run over kids who decided to lay under your tires. Oh, man.
Kids do that.
That's dark.
I'm glad that this thing has this
They
camera.
should have shopping carts flying in from the side, and that's what
With
it's
alligators inside them.
Yeah,
no being pushed by
by children.
I think like it's gonna be like this terrible irony where like a guy gets out of his car and finds out those cameras don't detect alligators at all because they just threw it out there, but they never really tested it, and it's gonna be like the one thing that somehow that doesn't activate.
Warning does not detect alligators.
Yeah, it's like it does not detect
Well,
alligators.
one thing though about these newfangled cars is that they beep at you all the time about all kinds of stuff that I've started to tune
out
that
the
out.
beeps. They gotten a little bit better. Like there was a sort of like 3 or 4 years ago, everything was beeping. Now they're starting to become a little bit more like
Discerning.
a little bit more discerning, and it's like
They
a little,
only beep if there's an alligator in your
Yeah.
360.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But I think that 360 is
really
cool
exciting.
because you're
I
like,
need to see that ad.
how the fuck do they do it? It's like they're looking from the top, they're looking,
Right,
but
right.
they're just
Yeah,
like
no.
computers, man, putting it all together for
Yep.
you.
It's like Star Trek times or something. Man.
Dude.
So, like, what's gonna be my new assignment? Is it gonna be Andromeda 7, or like, is it gonna be like
Planet 9.
Planet 9 or Gorgax 23? Oh my god, I'd love to go to see the giant, voluptuous, lady sharks of Gorgax 23.
Oh, thankfully. But I always heard that you were a homebody, and I made you assignment accordingly.
Oh wait, what is? Wait, let me see this
Yeah.
assignment. Oh, Earth! I just bought a house on Gorgax.
I thought Earth didn't exist anymore. So. I knew I would stir the pot with that one.
You did not think that.
Well, why are they out there then?
Need a special-
They need to go home.
You're just like, what is the point of this?
Wow.
They go to Earth a lot more in the Next Generation
Yeah.
and Deep Space Nine.
You're going to Earth in 1968, specifically a television studio.
Yeah.
All right, so are we doing our font
Font worship.
praise?
Oh, look at
Let us
that.
proclaim the mysteries of font.
Don't breathe.
Okay.
All right.
Took us a while to get there, but we got there.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Warp.